How's it going? It's Liam here on Friday of week 2 with a quick message about how I would like the weekend to pan out for you. Now, I just want to say again, well done this week. Kind of on Sunday, I just basically said to you, here's the book of clean eating and here's your guide for the week. Take it and run with it. And everybody's been doing really well, so I just want to say well done because we've had some pretty awesome meal ideas in there, and everybody's contributing, everybody's giving their own, and I think everybody's kind of grasping the concept of clean eating, which is fine. Although I didn't really give you too many rules this week, I do hope that you still have been sticking to your sleep protocols and obviously your stress and things like that, and trying to be prepared as well for every day, your next day, because preparation is your key throughout the whole of this program. However, on the weekend, this weekend, particularly tomorrow, it's going to be very different. Okay, we've had 2 weeks of pretty, some might say, restrictive eating. Okay, and the only reason it was restrictive is that because you're changing how you used to eat before. Okay, so this how you eat now will pretty much be a lifestyle forever. Okay, I'm guessing you're all feeling pretty good at the moment. So I don't suppose anybody's going to go back to eating what they used to eat all the time before. Okay, so what we need to do now then, because we've had 2 weeks pretty strict, we need to have a treat. Now, when I say we need to have a treat, you might be thinking, well, it seems a little contradictory. However, it's going to be important, and it's going to be important for the following reason. Now, in our body, we actually have a hormone called leptin, okay, that actually kind of is a major player in terms of fat loss. And the reason this leptin hormone is so important is because it's basically there. If it's functioning properly, leptin, it can actually shut off insulin and the storage effect that insulin has on our food and also our fat stores. So if leptin is working correctly, when you've ate something, leptin levels will rise. It'll rise and rise and rise until it reaches a point where it thinks that, or feels as though your body's fat stores, but also its energy stores, if you like, are replenished enough so that you should stop eating. So it'll send a signal to your brain to switch off insulin, which will stop the fat storage and the nutrient storage. Unfortunately, that ideal scenario of this little flick off switch of leptin never actually works for people who've been living on a high calorie diet or a pretty refined rubbish diet, basically. Okay, and the reason it doesn't work is because people become leptin resistant. Okay, just like people can become insulin resistant, like diabetics, people can actually become leptin resistant. So you can actually become kind of resistant to the off switch of when to stop eating. Now, as you can pretty much gather, that's a pretty bad problem. Okay, it's a pretty major problem because people who just keep eating and eating and eating and eating, if leptin wasn't saying, okay, shut off insulin, I don't want to store anymore, then you're just going to keep storing and storing and storing and storing. Hence, people end up just getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. So high levels of leptin and leptin resistance is obviously bad, but so is low levels. Now, the reason low levels of leptin are also bad is because people who do calories in versus calories out, they actually cause problems with the thyroids, okay, and which pretty much controls your metabolism, or at least boosts your metabolism. So people who do calories in versus calories out and end up cutting calories and lowering calories, then if you think leptin's not going to be as high, okay, which is fine, sounds good, because we want leptin to be sort of there or thereabouts, ready to shut insulin off. However, if it's low or lower than it should be, then what it's actually going to start and think is that your body doesn't actually need this energy. Okay, so then eventually your metabolism's going to slow down slightly. It's going to send a signal to your thyroid glands and it's going to say slow up this person's metabolic rate because we're not eating as much. Okay, we're not consuming as much, and basically we don't really need to use as much energy as we did before. Okay, so somebody who eats a lot of food and a lot of rubbish is going to end up leptin resistant, so they're not going to have an off switch of when to stop storing fat or storing energy. Okay, somebody who cuts calories and so severely reduces calories, they're going to end up having too low of leptin, basically slowing down the metabolic rate. But obviously when they slow back down the metabolic rate, then the sex hormones, things like testosterone and growth hormone, the ones that actually build and promote lean muscle tissue growth, they're actually going to suppress as well. If they suppress, as you know, they are the only tissue, muscle tissue is the only one that can expend energy and burn calories, so fat loss is going to slow. So, to get to the point, okay, because there was a lot of information there, we want to get a sort of happy medium with leptin, okay, so we don't want it going too low and we don't want it going too high. Now, over the last 2 weeks, okay, it's pretty unlikely, okay, because we eat so much veg, which is obviously a good thing, that you reach the level of calories that you used to before, okay? In fact, I know for a fact you didn't, okay? So to prevent any sort of problems or any sort of false pretenses for leptin, but also your metabolism, okay, because you haven't been eating as many calories as you would have been, then leptin would have been thinking, well, I don't need to expend as much energy, so I'll slow down the thyroids and I'll slow down the metabolism. So to actually avoid this happening and avoid your metabolic rate slowing down, I want you to have a treat tomorrow, and I want you to pretty much cheat all day. What I want you to do at 12 o'clock tomorrow on Saturday, you're gonna actually break your fast, okay? I want you to have a high protein breakfast, okay, or whatever you're doing to break your fast, whether you class that as your dinner or your breakfast. I want you to have either something like a lean chicken or turkey, for example, with veg, okay, number one. Or I want you to have something like eggs, egg salad, something like that, some hummus in there, some good protein and fat. Or I want you to eat, maybe it's like a clean fry up or something like that, okay? Something with plenty of protein in, plenty of good fats ready, just to give yourself that boost first thing at 12 tomorrow. Then 2.5 to 3 hours later, once insulin has pretty much done its round, okay, I want you to pretty much eat anything you want from that time until 12 midnight, okay? It's pretty good, that, isn't it? Yeah? So to prevent leptin going too low, tomorrow I want you to eat your breakfast or whatever you're breaking your fast with at 12 p.m. with a high protein, good fat meal, okay? And I want you to stuff your face afterwards. All your treats that you like, eat them, okay? I'm not even bothered how many calories you're going to eat. However, come 12 midnight tomorrow night, I want you to cut it off. And the only thing you can't have is alcohol. So no alcohol at all, okay? Because we're training on Sunday. So I'll send you Sunday's plan on Saturday, but like I say, 12 o'clock, break your fast from 3 o'clock kind of onwards until 12 midnight. Pretty much enjoy whatever your sort of hard work's deserved you to enjoy. Okay, hope you're happy with that, folks. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you on Monday.